Tonight only on 4, a lawn mowed, and the anger for that action is growing. It centers around the city cutting a South City woman's yard, damaging her plants, then expecting her to pay for it. Turns out she's not alone. News 4's Alexis Zotos is digging into why the city is mowing non-vacant properties when there's no reason to do it. Alexis?
Well, Courtney, there are around 25,000 vacant properties in the city of St. Louis. This yard just off of Shenandoah is not one of them. But that didn't stop a contractor for the city forestry department from coming into their yard and mowing their grass.
The Kincaids care about their yard, mowing and planting in raised beds, working to grow a variety of apple and walnut trees.
The maple's been here probably since shortly after we moved in that spring, I think.
The family moved into their Tower Grove East home in 2015, which is why this story is so perplexing.
More heartbroken that people would do something without your permission to your property.
On April 16th, they came home to find their yard mowed, but worse, their trees damaged.
So when they came through, they weed-eated and took all this bark off. And what that will eventually do is kill the tree. It's just like a slow death.
It wasn't until this weekend when they received a bill from the city forestry department that they found out who mowed the lawn.
We just kind of assumed that it was one of the people who come through the neighborhood offering to mow.
The city forestry department is now claiming this was all a misunderstanding. The home was inadvertently left on a vacant property list, and while normally city forestry employees would know to skip a yard that appears occupied, the new contractor hired to help did not.
They had to have heard our dogs barking inside the home, and I have a hard time believing that this looks like an unoccupied property.
Weeds like these that are over 7 inches are considered a public nuisance and a health concern according to the city's ordinance. This lot, though, is owned by the city and is on a vacant property list. The city tells us they mow about 20,000 properties a year, trying to get lots like this around 7 times a year, something that's tough to do, which is why they tell us they hired a contractor to keep up with all the weeds.
So normally someone with a vacant property would receive a letter like this telling them that the city is going to come mow their lawn. The Kincaids say they never got this letter. The city's not sure why. The city does tell me tonight they are no longer asking this family to pay that bill. They are also saying that because of this mistake, they are going through that list of vacant properties as well as talking to their contractor, trying to ensure that this doesn't happen again. Live in South City, Alexis Zotos, News 4.